Decimal division. First, let's look at what a decimal equation is. Basically, the first term is your dividend divided by, the second term is called the divisor, and the answer is your quotient. When you're setting up long division, the dividend, the first term, goes underneath the dividing line. The divisor goes outside and to the left, and the quotient will be on the top, your answer. So here's 3 examples for us to practice with. First one, pretty simple, 32 divided by 6. How many times does 6 go into 32? Well, I believe that's 5 times. 6 times 5 is 30 with a remainder of 2. But we have a remainder. We don't want a remainder. We want to go into our decimals. So what I'm going to do is put a decimal here on the end of my dividend. And if I put a decimal there, exactly right on top, I need to have a decimal in my quotient. Extend that line a bit. So I've done this one. I have to add a 0 to keep going. Bring that down to my 20. That doesn't change the number, 32.0, same as 32. How many times does 6 go into 20? 3 times, 18. 3 times 6 is 18. 2 left. Add another 0. Bring it down. 20 again. Same thing again. 3 times 6 is 18. 2 left. Add another 0. Bring it down. 20 again. 6 goes into 23 times. 18. 2 left. Okay. We're going to stop there. When we have 3 decimal places or thousandths, we've done enough. Let's stop there. It's this second one here. I've got a decimal in my dividend already. 14.2 divided by 5. How many times does 5 go into 14? 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Remainder is 4. So this decimal, we need to immediately copy right on top. Can't go any further until we do that. Bring our next number down, the 2. How many times does 5 go into 42? 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. 2 left. Add a 0 just like we did before and bring it down. How many times does 5 go into 20? 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. No remainder. Great, we're done. When we get no remainder, we're finished. 14.2 divided by 5 is 2 84/100ths. Okay, our final example here, we have a decimal in the divisor. That is, it's not bad, but it's easier, so much easier to work with when we don't have a decimal in the divisor. So step 1 for this is get rid of this decimal. So we're going to move it over one spot, one place value. But then we need to do the same thing to that guy. So I could rewrite this now as 4 and 87.5. So I'd move the decimal between the 7 and the 5, and here I move the decimal just to the right of the 4. I move it one place here, I move it one place here. So now I've got, this is going to give me the same exact quotient as this would. You could try putting this in a calculator and putting this in a calculator, and you'll see they get the exact same answers. So let's do this one quickly. 8, how many times does 4 go into 8? Twice. Great. Nothing. Bring down the 7. How many times does 4 go into 7? Once. 1 times 4 is 4. Minus 3. Oh, got a decimal. Have to copy it down exactly right above. How many times does 4 go into 3? Oh, sorry. Bring that down before I do that. How many times does 4 go into 35? 8 times. With a remainder of, add a 0. Bring it down. How many times does 4 go into 30? I believe it is 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. Remainder of 2. Add a 0, bring it down. 4 into 20, 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. No remainder. Great. So 4 into 87.5 goes 21 and 875 thousandths. It would be the exact same quotient as if you divided 8.75 divided by 0.4. We just moved the decimal over one spot in each.